Good morning, Nigerians, and welcome to your ever reliable People's Security Monitor, coming your way on your classic citizen FM 93.7 in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. Our cardinal responsibility on People's Security Monitor is to serve as a platform to raise suggestions on how best to improve the nation's security system, especially as it concerns our various security actors and their agencies in collaboration with the citizenry. Let's all remember that security should be our collective responsibility if truly we are determined to grow as a nation. We take a short break. Please don't go away. We shall return in a moment. Welcome back. Please don't forget that you are listening to People's Security Monitor, a security radio program designed to provide solutions and partner security agents and the citizenry with a view to enhancing nation's security. All coming your way from Nigeria's classic Citizen FM 93.7 radio station from Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria. This morning, we're going to talk about the renewed effort of the Nigerian government to tackle insecurity, and in a response to that, the growing concerns of the insecurity in the country. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has implemented robust measures to enhance safety and security in the country. According to police spokesman ACP Moyiwa Adejobi, recognizing the paramount importance of securing this critical transportation artery, the IGP has intensified deployment of police officers and security paraphernalia, leveraging advanced technology and strategic resources to bolster the overall security infrastructure along Abuja Cardinal Road. This morning, we are being joined by Mr. Bartolome Osondo, a Port Harcourt-based security expert and highly knowledgeable security equipment specialist. Mr. Bartolome, you're welcome to People's Security Monitor this morning.
Thank you, Mr. President. And good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, the FCT.
And let me seize this opportunity to wish you a very happy new year.
Same to you, my brother.
We take a short break. We'll be right back. You're welcome to People's Security Monitor News Page. As part of efforts to prevent the breakdown of law and order in Kano on Friday, the police command has heightened security ahead of the Supreme Court's verdict on the governorship election in the state. The Akwa Ibom State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps says it has apprehended 8 suspects for offenses ranging from abduction of minor, child labor, and illegal mining in different operations in the state. The state commandant of NSCDC, Eluyemi Eluwade, disclosed this while addressing newsmen at the command headquarters in Uyo on Thursday. The defense headquarters has said its troops, while fighting patrol, killed 86 terrorists and other criminals arrested 101 others in different operations nationwide in the last week. It also said it rescued 21 kidnapped persons during the operations. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said this while giving an update on the operations of the military on Thursday in Abuja. The Nasarawa State Police Command said the officers of the Nigerian Army have arrested a fake soldier in the Ewe local government area of the state and handed him over to the command for interrogation. This was contained in a press statement made available to journalists in Lafayette on Thursday by the Command Public Relations Officer, DSP Rahman Nansal. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Hamid Abubakar Howdy, has vowed not to succumb to the antics and mischief of enemies and blackmailers of the Corps, who are hell-bent working against the ongoing transformation process in the NSCDC. Audi emphasized this on Wednesday during the working advocacy visit of the editorial members of the Citizen FM, led by its Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Salami Salman. In a bid to address the rising security concerns along the Abuja-Kaduna Expressway, the Inspector General of Police, Kaudi Adeolu Egbetogun, has implemented robust measures to enhance safety and security in the region. The Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police, Olumewa Adejobi, said this in a statement during the week. The 6th Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Jalingo, Taraba State Capital, has promised residents of the state adequate security amidst security challenges of banditry and kidnappings in some parts of the state. The brigade commander, Major General Frank Etim, who spoke Thursday at the 2023 West African Social Activities in Jalingo, also said his personnel are battle ready to flush out the bandits, kidnappers, and other criminal elements disturbing the peace of the communities. And that ends our security newsbeat. We'll take a break now, and when we return, we shall be discussing the subject matter of the day. Mr. Bartholomew Osondo, you're welcome to People's Security Monitor this morning once again.
Thank you very much, the publisher Alhaji Mustapha. It is my pleasure to be here, and thank you for inviting me. Good morning once more, FCD residents. Good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you very much. We're talking about Nigerian security, and it seems we're having a feeling that more needs to be done, giving account of what the bandits have been into in some weeks past. How would you rate the security situation in the country now, Mr. Sandu?
Yes, sir, I agree with you that the state of insecurity in the country, particularly from the last quarter of 2023 to date, is quite on the increase. And the administration we are into is doing all it can to ensure that the cardinal point and function of the government is being enhanced, which is to secure life and properties. It is my wish and my confidence that the administration we have now will stand strong to do this cardinal function of the government. So far, it has not been easy. A lot of insecurity, everywhere. In fact, almost all the regions of this country are having different sort of insecurity, ranging from banditry, ranging from so many sort of insecurities. We have banditry, we have religious crisis, we have secessionist groups, we have kidnapping, and all sorts of insecurity, which is bedeviling the activities of this country. But so far, so good. The news we are also hearing from the security agents is very encouraging, hoping that they are standing on their toes to get the major function of the functions of the government done, which is to secure life and properties.
Yeah, let me quickly remind our listeners that they can be part of this conversation by calling us on 081 6718 4131. Again, the number to get across to us for conversation on this program is 081 6718 4131. Yeah, Mr. Osondo, there was a time government did engage in dialogue with settlement and, to achieve peace in the country. What would you think? Would you think that this is appropriate? Trying to dialogue with criminals and bandits alike.
To me, to a very large extent, security-wise, it is not the best. But having the prevailing circumstances with which some of these insecurities are happening, I think government taking that as an option is not 100% bad, because you have to understand first that this issue of this insecurity seems to be hovering around within the citizens of the country. And like those who are in the secessionist group, those who are in the religious aspect of it, they have some point with which they wish, if the government can hear their voice, they can calm down with some of these agitations they were into. So, for government taking part in this discussion, it's also to show the mindset that government also has a listening ear, because dialogue at every point in time is the best solution to any issues of insecurity. They have in their own mind what they wanted to achieve. Government also have in their own mind what government is pursuing, which is this critical function I'm talking about, to secure life and properties. And government may be doing it a little bit far from the thinking of these people, because there are a lot of processes government will go through to get some of these things done. And the agitators may be thinking that government is being slow in taking up these actions. So, for government taking the olive stick to them, and discussing with them is a step in the right direction. But it wouldn't be something that will be made as a last resort. Government should have a way of having that as an option, while also building up the internal securities to secure the nation. Yes.
Yeah, again, listeners can be part of this conversation by calling us on 08167184131. The number again is 08167184131. Essentially, we're discussing Nigerian security and how best to achieve that. Mr. Osondo, you've spoken extensively about dialogue, but again, we should also remember that is this issue of settlements, that is, ransom now to get these bandits release their victims. And a lot of people are of the belief that because it involves money now, the bandits may find it rather too difficult to disengage from their criminal activities. Would you say ransom will, stop banditry?
It will
Paying
not.
ransom, rather.
It will not. Ransom will not. Ransom is a subtle way of getting this banditry to leave such nefarious activities they were carrying out. But I am of the view that after the dialogue, just as I said, government should beef up their internal and external security structure to ensure that they will do their best to make sure that even if this dialogue could not go through, government should use the technology we have to ensure that these banditry who have taken this as their business of making money should not go scot-free. There are a lot of technologies that they should deploy to trace whichever group, whichever individual that is involved in this banditry. So if government can take strong measures in deploying very strong technology, it is going to when the rate of this business, the banditry are taking this business to be like. They should ensure that technology is deployed to ensure that even if the banditry insists on taking this ransom and the rest of them, and at the end of the day, it's not a ghost that is collecting this ransom. Government should do more in emphasizing, in setting up state-of-the-art equipment that will track whoever this money goes into. The financial institutions, the owners of which account, even if the account is open today and closed today, it has to be traced. It has to be followed. Government should do more in setting up strong mechanism to ensure that this is calmed.
Okay. The number to get across to us on this program for conversation is 081-8222-2205. The other number is 081-8222-2206. Again, the numbers are 081-8222-2205. The second number is 081-8222-2206. Yeah, Mr. Osundu, you've just spoken about the issue of ransom, but quite a lot of people are of the belief that the security system in Nigeria is not manned enough. You know, it's not, they don't have sufficient hands, taking charge of security operations in the country. We do align with this, that we do not have enough hands taking charge of security operations in the country, and this tend to, kind of pave way for our criminal activities of the bandits.
I agree with you. The number of security personnel manning the population of Nigeria that is over 200 million is not sufficient enough. Taking into consideration the continent we find ourselves, that almost the region is rising up in different sort of insecurities and all sorts, and having also that Nigeria is where it is in the heart of Africa. Having this number of population, I agree with you very well, sir, that the number of security personnel trying to calm these arrays of insecurities in the country is not sufficient. I am of the view that the one that is being set or being controlled by the federal government is doing the best they can. I am of the view that the state and the local government should also take security as a very strong prerogative in dealing with their affairs. the army, the police, the civil defense, the federal safety, the navies, and all sorts, to the number that we have, it is not enough. I am of the view that the state government should emphasize it very strongly, taking priority of security in the country. Take, for instance, what is being done in the southwest angle where the Amatokum is being set up, and so far what the Amatokum is doing in the internal security of the states that are involved. It's very credible. It is paying off. I wish other geopolitical zones of the country where the governors are should take into serious cognizance of this. Even getting to the point of recruiting the vigilantes. Bring it down to the local government, bring it down to the towns union, the president of towns unions. Everybody should be up on security matters. Because if you look at it now, security is one of the key things that is holding the economy of Nigeria at where it is now.
Yeah.
Nigeria so far in history has been known and well established on farming and agricultural products.
Yeah.
So far, so bad, not every of these farm-loving Nigerians can have access to their farms. Plus or minus, the total production output of the farming and the total production output in the country is going low because those who will go to farm could not have access. And checking all this, if we continue to dwell on the population we have and we cannot be able to produce what we can be able to eat sufficiently, it's going to take a strong toll even to the balance of trade we are having. So all these crises of dollar and the rest of them are part of what we are. Majority of our major crisis now is food inflation. Food inflation is on a very high increase. It is because those who love farming cannot even be able to go to the farms and farm again. It is part of insecurity. So I want to give a very strong kudos to the administrative of the present government in what they are doing. But we also have to ask again that securing life and properties is the core function of the government.
Yeah.
They should do more. They should take it down from the federal to the state and to the local government. The budget for security should be enhanced. It should be regulated. Security meetings may not be as it used to be, even if it is once in a month. I wish it can be possible that there should be a setup of constant meetings on security that can trickle down to the local governments, where there should be a structure that even the president can hear what a local government chairman is talking about security on a very current basis, online and real-time basis. We shouldn't wait until the chiefs meet somewhere and discuss on this. Fine, their own meeting is also very correct, but I wish we can have a constant flow of information on security because Nigerians love their country and the majority of these Nigerians want peace and security in this country.
Thank you. Before we move to the next question, let's need to remind our listeners that they can be part of this conversation by getting across to us on the phone on 081 82 22 2205 or 081 82 22 2206. The numbers again are 081 82 22 2205 and 081 82 22 2206. Mr. Osundi, you've just spoken, extensively about the need for the Nigerian government to increase the security personnel. But a lot of people are also of the view that they need to be more technological driven, that it is going to take care of quite a lot of things, like a lot of issues, especially as information is concerned.
Yes, I agree. We are in the age of information and technology. Yes, if we can be able to deploy a very strong technology-based security measures, it can ameliorate this deficiency in numbers we are having now. That is why I started by saying in the first introduction that the government should also embrace very strongly technological aspect of security. This era we are into is era of information, is era of technology. Even at the point of disseminating this information or planning it, there are what technology can do to even nip this at the board. So it is very important that government should enhance the use of technology in fighting insurgency and insecurity in Nigeria. There are drones this time around, unmanned drones. The unmanned drone does not need a physical individual to be driven. You can be in your remote area where you feel safe and you feel comfort, and you send your drone to go and get information. These drones can be driven up to 30 kilometers where human being can find it difficult to penetrate. And as it's driving like that, it's gathering information for you. So it is important. You know, there are some certain things. If you watch this contents in some of this media, the Nat Geo world. The Nat Geo world is a practical example of what I'm saying. Some of these cameras are planted in the bush for like 10, 15 years ago, and they are monitoring the life of these animals. The people who are working on that are far away in their suitable places, but they are getting real information. Wherever bandits goes today, they will always find themselves in one bush or the other. They will always find themselves in one hideout or the other. If you can set up these surveillance cameras, set up a very strong coordinating and communication structures, we will, even at our sleeping time, we can be getting information. So that the work, the physical security personnel we do will be minimized. Why those that the technology we do will be more enhanced. And before we know it, yes, we can get to a very sufficient end in security form.
Again, the number is 081-8222-2205 and 081-8222-2206. You can get across to us to be part of this conversation. Mr. Osondu, recently, the Mines Minister, Dele Alaki, advocated for a separate police, to be protecting our mining sites. And a lot of people are of the view that if that could be advocated, then there should be need for the special police, to be established for our farmers. If at all we need to reassure and guarantee ourselves of stable food supply. What's your take on this?
Sir, I want to say this. If we continue to segregate security, we will go a long way in adding more burden to the few number of security personnel we are just talking about.
Okay.
Growing another set to mine the mining areas, we just lead as what you're saying, growing another set to mine the farmers, growing another set to mine the railways, growing another set to mine the markets, growing another set to mine the schools. But I am of the view that government should do more in securing our mining sites. These mining sites are another lucrative, very strong source of revenue for the government. Nigeria is very well blessed. A lot of natural mineral resources are lying down deep in Nigerian soils. And we have over time been depending on oil. If we can go a long way in extracting these minerals, it will go a long way. What I'm saying in essence, why the minister was saying that was because maybe he has seen it by himself that there are a lot of racketing and cartels and illegal activities going around there, which is of violent in nature.
There are even some views, that they instead of now trying to separate and segregate, different, coming up with different forms of security outfits, they advocate that there should be a total reorientation of Nigerians as far as security is concerned. There are some nations of the world where they teach security as a core subject right from primary school. So every individual is security conscious. We don't get to have this feeling that it's only the man in uniform holding a baton or holding a gun that is security saddled. It is the business of every individual. It is done in Libya. In the days of Gaddafi, that was the system. I wouldn't know if that still exists now, from primary school. So every human being in Libya is a security personnel.
Indeed. That is what is also obtainable in countries like Israel and the rest of them. Some we go to this NYSC Nigerians are going and go into military to spend full 2-3 years to garner these experiences and make oneself a soldier, a security outfit, it is obvious now. It is very necessary now that reorientation is very important for people to know that is information that aids security. Information aids security. The information down to the grassroots, when you see strange things happening in your grassroots, you will know. Even before the security comes to be, if there is a channel of strong information, which to a very large extent will also safeguard the person who is giving out that information, it will go a long way. Most of the times, whenever police succeeds in some of their intelligence or their actions they take, they will give credits to the populace who give them credible information. So it is important that we are orientated to know that we are security personnel of ourselves before the government comes in. That is one. But I feel, sir, that government should do more in these mining sites. The more I want government to do is to enforce the law. The reason why these miners are doing what they are doing is because they felt that the law is weak, enforcement is weak. If the law says before you will mine, you should have 100% government, you'll be 100% government accredited miner, not the one that your chief in your area or your big man in your area will say nothing is happening, we will do it, is our land, and you go and do it. If you're doing it, you're contravening a national law. You should be prosecuted. Let prosecution, let those who do wrong be brought to justice. We have a lot of natural resources that when we tap it together as a nation, we will solve a lot of problems. So I feel that the government should take enforcement of these laws very strongly, rather than building these securities in different, because when you put up the law, the person that went to do the first act should find himself where he should be. The second person may not have a strong mind to go in there again.
Yeah, Mr. Osondu, another enhancing factor is the issue of welfare of the security operatives themselves. A lot of concerns that they should be well taken care of concerning their welfare, the salary package, the allowances, and other welfare issues, if at all we want the best out of them?
Yes, very necessary. Incentive is a major key to give these people the morale and the boost to go into the security. So it is very important that they are incentivized. Again, it is also very important, I will come back to monitoring. I will come back to checkmating, because it is possible that even if when government from the top releases these monies, before it will trickle down to the rightful beneficiaries, it may drop in either in number or in volume or in value. It is very important, because most times, most of these security personnel, when you see their vehicles on the road, you can see that even to a very large extent, somebody who is running with leg can sometimes surpass some of these vehicles they are using to do the security. But I know, or it is very possible that there are some sort of interest that is being sent to take care of these things. How are they being monitored? How are they being checkmated? I am also of the view, knowing the fact that we are seeing it, we are hearing it, we are watching it, we are seeing it, we are perceiving it as security is one of the topmost problems Nigeria is having. So everything about security, the budget of security personnel should be a priority. The control of this budget should be a priority. Making sure that this money gets to where it should be, this money buys the right equipment that it's supposed to buy, very necessary. So to me, I feel that yes, we will incentivize these people, but I'm of the very strong opinion that we should also make sure that there is monitoring in the line of the disbursement of these funds.
Yeah, thank you for that point. Still on the issue of budget, there seems to be a clog, and that is the appropriate budget execution now, as the case may be. When the budget is read, when is it that the funds are released? When they are released, how do the funds get to the appropriate quarters for our security operatives? All this because, again, like you said, budget should take a priority. It's not something that should be delayed 3-4 months. It's a matter of security.
Yes.
So, a lot of people advocate for a special treatment for security budgets.
Not a special treatment, but a proper monitoring channel. We have entire commission that is budget and planning commission. Their core duty should be to trace this. Normally, you know now that budget has to be defined. Each MDA should push up their budget, accumulate it, take up a defense it in the National Assembly, and it will be approved. We now collapse and say this is the total amount that the nation is going to spend. This is our sources, this is our expenditures, and all that. We know what it is now. But release, it's also of priority. When it is being released, there are a lineup of internal control measures and policies that checkmates the expenditure of this. From the point of contracts, the BBE, the setting up of the contract, the mobilization and all that has to be properly monitored. I think budget and planning and accountant general and the rest of them under the Ministry of Finance should have a very strong monitoring system to ensure that the whole monies meant for the security actually were deployed to the last kobo, and what they are meant for are also being done. There are check and control measures on this. So again, such measures should be enhanced, should be made more transparent, and should be monitored.
Yeah, harmony and synergy, perhaps coordination.
Yes.
These are some of the key factors again that play a major role in determining how secure the country is with its security personnel.
Yes.
What would you advise the government regarding these areas? That is coordination, harmony, and proper synergy.
It's been there over time. Coordination, harmony, and synergizing. It's there over time. What I will advise the government to do is to beef up this synergy, take it up with a mindset of patriotism, take it up with the concern of the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who wants to revive Nigeria to be of a nation that Nigerian was known for. So what the different security agencies should do is to continue the synergy, remove some certain levels of superiority, and take the duty of ensuring that the country is secured to a point that they will harmonize their activities. If you watch most times now, they have started it and it's also hearing. If it gets to major road checkpoints, there are some places that you see almost security operatives working harmoniously. You will see almost 4 or 5 of them working harmoniously. They should continue from this lower end we are seeing up to the highest point. Synergizing, working with security, sending information, getting funding that is necessary, appropriating the fund the way it should be, putting up incentive to whoever that deserves this, and make sure that what we are seeing in this lower level is also being seen to the top level, synergizing and pushing up information. So what they need is to beef up their synergy and coordination.
Yeah, Mr. Sondu, prosecution of criminal suspects is another area that is given the Nigerians concern. They are of the belief that the laws are not being strengthened enough and they are not being functional enough, to really reprimand criminal suspects, as the case may be. What would you advise regarding the laws, against banditry?
Yes, it is important that we set up a law or laws that will checkmate these activities. To me, I feel that the National Assembly have a lot to do in this regard. I also feel that most of the laws we are still practicing now has been of age. Based on the trend of different criminalities that are coming up, we need robust system of new laws. Social media was not there 20-30 years ago, but some of these our laws that we are still practicing are laws that were made of such old time. So knowing the generation we are into, the society we are embracing, new type of criminalities are erupting left, right, and center, I think that is the core duty of the lawmakers to look at the laws we have, beef them up with this synergy that we are talking about. These security operatives who are on the ground, monitoring, listening, checking, getting information, they should bring up new different areas of insecurity that are coming up and build up what is necessary on them. I think that the National Assembly with the presidency should do a lot in reviving most of our security laws and ensure that we have a brand of them that can encompass the different areas of insecurities that we are. And those laws should also have a speedy ways of judgment. so that it will deter those who may wish to go into them.
Well, at this point, time seems not to be on our side again. Let me sincerely thank you, Mr. Bartolome Osondo, for your time. We really appreciate your patience with us in the studio this morning. We shall be wrapping it up for today till Monday, same time. But before we go, let's remember that security is our collective responsibility. Quickly report any suspected strange movements and activities around you to security operatives. My name is Isiaka Mustapha, the People's Security Monitor. Is bye for now.